98, gone in 1 year. Been burned 85 in a week, the world's still clear. 6,000 run from Plateau Plains, no soldier near. December 25, the killers came, no Christmas cheer. 140 killed in Christmas raids, churches crushed like brittle bones. Pregnant mother, toddler child, no names, just ashes, stones. They danced on pews we bled to build. They smiled while saints were shot and still they call it clash, not plot. The blood still speaks. We are still here. We are not the end. We are the witness. The blood still speaks. Ooh. 4,998 gone in 1 year. Been burned 85 in a week. The world's still clear. 6,000 run from Plateau Plains, no soldier near. December 25, the killers came, no Christmas cheer. 140 Christmas raids, churches crushed like brittle bones, pregnant mother, toddler, child, no names, just ashes, stones. They danced on pews we bled to build. They smiled while saints were shot and still they call it clash, not plot. The blood still speaks. It don't forget, it don't forgive, it cries unreal. The blood still speaks. It stains the ground, it marks the map, it won't back down. The blood still speaks. You'll hear it now, not vengeance, just the sound of truth aloud. Build houses for those who burned, but our mothers sleep in sewage, our church is still unreturned. They call them reform fighters, we call them neighbors' graves. We bury the baptized, they rebrand the deep, and every time we cry for help, they quote our stats and peace. But you can't plant hope on land where justice is deceased. The blood still speaks. In burning fields, in Boko smoke, in Gwaza's hills. The blood still speaks. In Sunday shoes, still soaked in red. And it speaks your name. We are still here. We are not. We are the witness. The blood still speaks.
The blood speaks. The blood of innocent Christians being spilled by the terrorist Nigerian state. The blood still speaks. The blood of Biafrans being spilled on the land of the ancestors. The blood still speaks. The blood of the minority Christians in the north, in the middle belt, Their blood speaks to tomorrow, and they will continue to speak until the world rises up and do the right thing. Good morning, dear friends. Good morning, wonderful people, lovers of freedom all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location and your time. Welcome to this morning broadcast. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being part of this program. Please, while you join us, continue to share and tell us where you are watching us from. Welcome to this broadcast. It's going to be very, very brief. We are going to go straight to the point. It's very, very unfortunate what is playing out in Nigeria today is something that is avoidable. What is happening today in Nigeria is a situation that could have been avoided. It's something that has a solution. The Christian genocide that is happening in Nigeria, it has a practical solution. It has an everlasting solution as well. But it's quite unfortunate that the Nigerian government refused the solution to the problem. If the Nigerian government actually wants a solution to this problem, they would have done it long time ago. The issue of this terrorism happened for over 10 years or over 15 years now. Successive governments have ignored Nigeria. Successive governments have paid deaf ear to the cries of the people, the cries of the people of Biafra, the cries of the people of Nigeria. The indigenous population, the indigenous people in Nigeria are being left at their fate. They have nowhere to run to. They only resort to praying to God. They only resort to self-help. Unfortunately, no help has been enough. They have not been able to stop their killings, the invasion of their communities, the slaughter of their women and children, the harassment that they undergo on a daily basis, the kidnappings, the incessant incarceration without any justice system in place. This is the situation that Nigerians have found themselves in. This is a situation that the Biafran people have found themselves in. The world sees it, the world ignores it, the world don't talk about it. And because of that, the Nigerian government has been emboldened. The Nigerian government has seen themselves as above the law. Nigerian government themselves as the lords and the masters of the people. So therefore, the people's voice can never be heard or taken seriously. That is why the killings have started. That is why the killings have been there and has not abated up to this moment. So I welcome you this morning, Biafrans. My names are David Ngozi Nana. I am the questionnaire, and I'm working under the Biafran Republic government in Brgie under the Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere. And in this morning, I just want to bring you updates of what is happening in Nigeria and what is still happening till tomorrow. And it will never stop until the right decisions are made, until the people that are responsible for all these atrocities are held accountable. Until the people are held accountable, believe you me, nothing is going to change. This is the problem that we have been crying out for a very long time. The Nigerian government are complicit in the crimes against humanity. Nigerian government are sponsoring all this insecurity. The reason is that they are trying to wipe out the Christians in that evil contraption. The Christians in Nigeria are an endangered species. Their lives are very much at stake, and the Nigerian government do not care. The Nigerian government do not care what is playing out. The Nigerian government don't want to talk about it because the Nigerian government have been emboldened by the report submitted by Representative Riley Moore. Riley Moore was sent on a fact-finding mission to Nigeria. He went and saw the atrocities. He visited some communities and areas directly affected, although he didn't visit all the areas because he has some days to do the work. But the areas he visited, Riley Moore was totally convinced that there is genocide going on in Nigeria, and moreover, that the security agencies are complicit in the killings, in what is actually happening in Nigeria. But what did Riley Moore do? He submitted his report. Riley Moore submitted his report to the American president, President Donald Trump. That envelope that you see there contains the report of Riley Moore House to the President of the United States. And most of you might have seen the content. Most of you might have read the content. Most of you might have been disappointed by a singular key factor that was not specifically stated in that report. What is that specific factor? The reason for this continued massacre of Christians, indigenous people in Nigeria, is because that specific factor, reason for this jihadist, for this Islamization agenda, for these killings, was not specifically and directly stated in this report or in this envelope. that Riley Moore is holding. In this that Riley Moore is holding, Riley Moore, all these politicians, I'm not trying to criticize him, but I'm trying to give you a hint of what was actually playing out. They always try to be politically correct. It is only the President of the United States of America that is blunt, is really blunt and direct to the issues at hand. He will tell you directly what is actually involved and the reasons why the decision he takes must be taken. But every other politician consider ups, consider downs, and refuse to go direct to the point. So this envelope of Riley Moore contains the decision that he and his committee, or the recommendation that they made to the White House in relation to the issue of Nigeria. But one was really or specifically stated in this report. And what is that? The Riley Moore committee forgot to understand that Nigeria is made up of three different nations, if not more than. But let me take uh, 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 mm, mm, the three nations that have the highest number of population in that Nigeria. The three nations that were forcefully amalgamated together in 1914. Riley may forget that the Yorubas, the Hausas, or the Fulanis in the case may be, and the Biafrans are a different people. Riley Moore forgot to understand that these people have different ideology, these people have different beliefs, and these people worship the same God. They forgot to acknowledge the fact that since these people are different, it is very, very unsafe for you to love them together and try to bring them into a family. Such a family can never coexist. Such a family can never live peacefully. Such a family can never cohabit. This is what the committee of Riley Moore refused to acknowledge. They try to see how they are going to manage Nigeria. What they fail to understand is that right from time immemorial, even 1960, that they said Nigeria had their independence, till date, that these indigenous different nations have never agreed on one singular issue. Coupled with the fact that the Fulanese have Islamic religion enshrined into a supposedly secular state constitution. Riley Moore and the group, they saw all these things. They refused to state that singular key factor, disintegration of Nigeria, bluntly into that report. And today, what is happening? What you see happening is the same thing that was happening before Riley Moore went to Nigeria. It's the same thing that is happening when Riley Moore gave his report. It is the same thing that is happening till tomorrow. And in this case, they have, blown open. They are so emboldened. You know why they are so emboldened? Because the Nigerian government now are regrouped. Though the recommendation of Riley Moore committee was not all that favorable to Nigeria, but they refused to insert the key factors, the key issues that should have been addressed in that report. So Nigerian government seeing that, such issues or such key words were not inserted into that report, they are now emboldened that anything that they do, this is the decision that the American Congressman Riley Moore has taken. So they now came with full force. And that is the why you see all these killings that is happening. And these killings can never abate. These killings cannot stop until the right thing is done. Let me play you some clips. so that people will understand what we mean, because
if you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. But they are systems in Nigeria. They've killed 100,000 since 2000.
did you
They've
hear
burned
that?
18,000 churches.
They
This
are
is so much more. These are the
systematically killing
Islamists, Boko
people in
Haram.
Nigeria.
This is so much more of a
Bill Maher is
genocide.
telling you he's not a Christian. Bill Maher is telling you that they are systematically killing people. What do you mean by systematically? This is not just a fallout of, oh, let them just invade the community. This is it is systematic. It has continued to be there. The Nigerian government refused to do anything about it. And why the government refused something about that is because the government is also involved. American government understand that Nigerian government is directly involved in the systematic killing of Nigerians and Biafrans. But what has American government done? Only coming to Nigeria, visiting the headquarters of the terrorists where they do their planning, bombing it on the 25th of December 2025. Until now, Nigerian government have been emboldened to do more havoc, to do more harm to the people. Nigerian government even have the moral, they have the impetus to lobby American government through their lobbies. Nigerian government now is spending millions and millions of dollars in America to make sure that that actions are not taken by the American state government. Are you sure? Are you even sure that the Nigerian government did not influence
than what is going on in Gaza? They are literally attempting to wipe out the population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We'll talk about it, so thank you.
Absolutely.
It's Africa. That's why no one's talking about it, and they should be. You can't read about it in mainstream media. It's sad, so thank you for bringing
Well, because
it up.
the Jews aren't involved. That's why it's the Christians and Muslims. Who cares? If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are not, and again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are the Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
Yeah. Thank you. No one will talk about it, so thank you. It's no one's talking about it, and they should be. You can't read about it in mainstream media. It's sad, so thank you for bringing it up.
Well, because the Jews aren't involved. That's why it's the Christians and the Muslims. Who cares? If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. Not, and again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are the Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are they doing this?
Yeah. Thank you. No one will talk about it, so thank you.
Absolutely.
It's Africa. That's why no one's talking about it, and they should be. You can't read about it in mainstream media. It's sad, so thank you for bringing it up.
Well, because the Jews aren't involved. That's why it's the Christians and the Muslims. Who cares? If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. Not, and again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are their Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
Thank you. Because no one will talk about it.
Absolutely.
It's Africa. That's why no one's talking about it, and they should be. You can't read about it in mainstream media. It's sad. So thank you for bringing it up.
The Jews. That's why. That's the Christians and theirs. If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. Not, and again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 8,000 churches. This is so much Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
Thank you. Because no one will talk about it. So thank you.
Absolutely.
It's Africa. That's why no one's talking about it, and they should be. You can't read about it in mainstream media. It's sad. So thank you for bringing it up.
The Jews aren't involved. That's why. It's the Christians and the Muslims. Who cares? If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. Not, and again, I'm not a Christian, but they are killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are their Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
Thank you. Because no one will talk about it. So thank you.
Absolutely.
It's Africa. That's why no one's talking about it, and they should be. You can't read about it in mainstream media. It's sad. So thank you for bringing it up.
The Jews aren't involved. That's why. It's the Christians and the Muslims. Who cares?
Do you hear that? Did you hear what they are saying? Where is the outcry? Where is the media outrage of what is happening in Nigeria today? Where is that media outrage? Because of that singular omission of the real reason why Nigeria should not be together again, because the committee did not take that drastic decision. That is why the Nigerian government still continue to kill, still continue to take lives. The Nigerian government went to Washington, D.C., hired lobbyists that they are paying millions and millions of dollars. What was the job of this lobbyist in what you see playing out in Nigeria today? In order to make sure that why these killings are going on, you see Bill Maher asking the media that if they are not involved in what is going on in Nigeria, then it means their media platforms are useless. So this is the work of the lobbyists, what the lobbyists are doing. You can even see the New York Times downplaying the killing. The New York are even calling the Fulani terrorists assailant or unknown gunmen. This is what is the media gurus. The mainstream media refuse to acknowledge this atrocity that is being committed by the Nigerian government using the Fulani terrorist groups because of the lobbying effort that the Nigerian government has in Washington, D.C. Because the Riley Moore Committee, or Riley Moore himself, refused to give that needed recommendation, making it so open, blunt to the American president that Nigeria needs to be disintegrated. Nigeria needs to be disintegrated, and that is the only solution to the killings that you see happening in Nigeria.
I've been here on the ground. I've been to the places that people are massacred. I've been to the places where there's blood splattered on their walls, there's blood splattered on a rock. I've heard the cries. I've seen the burnt buildings all across Nigeria, not just one small place.
So the Nigerian government knows what is happening in Nigeria. The Nigerian government are aware of the Fulani killings. These Americans traveled all the way from the United States of America, traveled to the north to help rebuild some communities that are destroyed by these Fulani terrorists, systematically destroyer killings of people in the north. He went to the north in order to see how much assistance he can join elects, can join in some of the communities. And even before his eyes, the killings have not abated. The killings continue to happen, even skyrocketing. In some cases, he is heartbroken. He is participating in mass burials of some of those who were killed. He has seen victims directly affected by the killings. He continued to talk, continued to expose the atrocity of the Nigerian state. Just like he's saying here.
The actual people. Not the big men, the big leaders, the presidents, the people who have comfort and have everything they want, but the ones on the ground. And every single one of them says genocide. Every single one of them says people are being slaughtered in mass for their faith because they are Christians. It's not just some conflict between herders and farmers. It's not a clash. A clash means there's two people with weapons that are fighting each other. There's no clash. It's one group of people exterminating Christians. And so I invite these people to act, because below my feet here, these are human bones. These are the remains of a child's leg that I'm standing in. And so this is the evidence. This is the evidence of what is going on in Nigeria. Not what the leaders say. It's not what the president says. It's not what the governor says. It's not what news outlets say. But it's these very bones. These bones speak. I've been here on the ground. I've been to the places that people are massacred.
You heard that? Alex is telling you that he's been here. He is on the ground. He have seen the atrocities being committed. This is not about propaganda. He is telling you what he's seeing on ground in Nigeria. He has seen communities, he has seen destruction, he has also seen the inability of the Nigerian government to act. He knows those who are complicit in the crime. He knows those who are involved in these killings. He's showing you human bones, people that died, people that were killed, people that were massacred by these Fulani terrorists. They are exterminating the Christians from the north. And Riley Moore, I hope he's seeing these videos, because since December 2050, now how many months America gave that warning to Nigeria? But has Nigerian government stopped killing the people? Have the Nigerian government demonstrated any willingness to even stop the terrorism? The answer is no. And we begin to wonder, what is the American government doing when they say that, oh, they are working with the Nigerian government in order to kill the terrorists, in order to bring this Islamization agenda or the Fulanization agenda or the jihadism to stop? What is the American government doing when they say they are working with Nigerian government? The Nigerian government, the soldiers that you say you are working with, are they not the same reintegrated terrorists? The Nigerian government reintegrated the terrorists into the army, and the American government comes to Nigeria and was also still working with those terrorists. How do you expect the killings to stop? It can never stop. It can never stop. Riley Moore, these videos we are making is for you, because you refuse to acknowledge the fact that Nigeria is totally unsustainable, Nigeria is totally unworkable, and that the only decision, the only solution that Nigeria needs, the only solution for this Christian genocide is total disintegration of that evil forest, that human abattoir called Nigeria.
I've been to the places splattered on their walls, there's blood splatter on the rocks. I've heard the cries. I've seen the...
You have seen the places, blood spattering on the rocks. He has seen everything. He came and he saw. And that is why he has the moral courage to speak.
buildings all across Nigeria, not just one small place. And I've had conversations with the actual people, not the big men.
He has had conversation with the people who are directly involved, the people who are directly affected by this terrorism. Alex said he has had conversation with them. He has had discussion with them. And he knows that this is systematic killing.
The presidents, the people who have comfort and have everything they want, but the ones on the ground. And every genocide.
Every single one of these people is confirming that this is genocide against Syria. Is a Christian. What is this thing with the Islams? What is this thing with the Muslims, that even a Christian can come to Nigeria and see the level of destruction that the Islamic religion and their supporters, the Muslims, are doing to the Christians, but they cannot be so bold enough to call spade spade? Disintegration of Nigeria is the best solution and the best answer to this.
Every single one of them says people are being slaughtered in mass for their faith because they are Christians. It's not just
people are being slaughtered for their faith. They are Christians. Is that not genocide? So what solution is Riley Moore bringing to the table? These are people who are practicing Sharia in the north. These are people who have the Sharia into the Nigerian constitution. a supposedly secular state, the best solution Riley Moore would have taken is, look, these people are already fundamentalists. They are jihadists. They are Islam. They are Muslims. This country have to be splitted. The Muslims should govern their areas, while the Christians should be on their own. If you want to, those who are Muslim and Christian from the West, Muslims can still join the North because of what they want. But we, the Biafran people, we can never accept one country with them. The American government can still create a middle belt and state for them. But the Biafran government in exile has passed into law a bill that will help protect the Christian minorities from the North, that will give them an automatic citizenship. This would have been the solution to the Nigeria menace or Nigeria issue. And believe you me, if Riley Moore hinted this in his report, I don't think this level of killings will continue to happen, because Nigeria will now focus on how to amend their ways. Their leaders will now focus on how to see if they can buy the confidence of the American in order not to divide Nigeria. But for the singular reason that they did not put it in that clause, it has emboldened the Fulani terrorists to continue to kill the people.
Like between herders and farmers. It's not a clash.
You have elects, because one of the things that people don't understand, they come with the narrative is headers, farmers headers clash, farmers headers clash. Just like New York Times was talking about it, farmers headers clash. They are assailant. This is the Nigerian government narrative. This is what they are paying the lobbyists for. This is what they are giving people billions and billions of money to go and defend them in Washington, D.C., so that they continue to spew this narrative.
A clash means there's two people with weapons that are fighting each other. There's no clash. It's one group of people exterminating Christians. And so I invite these people to actually come to the village, come to the places that attacks are happening. Because below my feet here, these are human bones. These are the remains of a child's leg that I'm standing in. And so this is the evidence. This is the evidence of what is going on. It's not what the president says. It's not what the governor says. It's not what news outlets say. But it's these bones speak.
These are the evidence. These are the evidence. The evidence are very much clear, glaring to the faces of each and every one of you. It is not a hearsay. The evidence are there for everybody to see. The killings have not abated. The killings will never stop until Nigeria is disintegrated. In this picture that you see here, this is Riley Moore and the governor of Plateau State, Benue. I think this is Benue, yeah, the governor of Plateau State. After Riley Moore came back from Nigeria, these people visited him in his office with their lobbying efforts. And you know what, Nigeria can never travel abroad to meet any congressman or woman without going with bags and bags of money. Yes, because they have to support their campaign. And this is what have led to the continued killing in Nigeria today. For you to deal with Nigeria, you must never be corrupt. Yes. For you to deal with Nigerian government decisively, without mincing words, without batting an eye, the way with the Lord, not be corrupt. So This man went to Riley Moore's office and met him. And they had discussion. After they had their discussion, it was later before this report came out. And now we now know that Nigerian government are working hand in hand with the United States government are working hand in hand with the Nigerian government militarily in order to end this insecurity in Nigeria. And I want to ask, the people that are causing the insecurity are the Nigerian government themselves. The American government knows that Nigeria reintegrates terrorists into their army. American government knows that Nigeria are funding terrorism. American government understand that politicians in Nigeria are making money out of this terrorism. American government know that the interest of the politicians from the north especially is to Islamize Nigeria, to Islamize everybody. So how come, with all this information at the disposal of the American government, how come we then now continue to come and say they are working with Nigerian government, the military, in order to end this human abattoir, to end the slaughter in that evil contraption? How feasible is that? How productive can it be than the same terrorists that are killing you? You now want to work with them, share intelligence information together to go and fight them. The same people that are killing the people, you are not working with the same people to still go and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I am indirectly saying that the decision of Riley Moore was a little bit compromised. Yes, I must say that. That decision was compromised because if America want to act decisively against Nigeria, America has no business working with Nigeria in the first place. While America was dealing with Iran, America was never working with the Iranians to deal with their regime. No. If America wanted working with the Houthi rebels, we have the Biafran Defense Forces. Why didn't the American government now work with the Biafran who are actually in Biafran territory, evicting these terrorists from our land? But because of we don't have enough arms and munitions, there are restrictions. The eviction is not happening the way it's supposed to be because the Biafran Defense Forces were not properly equipped with the same arms and ammunition, the same equal measure of artillery that the Nigerian government has. Why did the American government to Biafra land not ask to work with the Biafran Defense Forces in order to evict these terrorists out of Nigeria, and most importantly out of Biafra land? So it is very, very suspicious that American government now decided to work with the same terrorists that are killing the people. It is very, very sad. It is very, very unfortunate. Very sad and very, very unfortunate. And this cannot end. It will never end. The solution has not been met. It is only when when the American government discovered the solution, which we have been telling them, can then this terrorism stop. Outside that, the Nigerian government will continue to be emboldened. The terrorists have no restrictions. The terrorists are funded by the Nigerian government themselves, they will continue to kill, no solution in sight whatsoever. So we have to question the decision of Riley Moore in this regard. Yes, very, very unfortunate that the Nigerian people are paying the price.
You're 10 minutes from your hotel. It doesn't take long to go. I could walk to the... When I was in Nigeria, I arrived to... People being killed right by military.
You see these Nigerian journalists, they are afraid down there. They are afraid to speak. They are afraid to tell Nigerian government that enough of this insecurity in the land. But it is a foreigner that is now telling them before their faces that the security agencies in that Nigeria are all involved in the insecurity that is happening. Very, very sad. Very, very sad indeed that all these things are happening, and the people about it, the people who are supposed to be, so furious, are the ones who are keeping
Barracks
quiet.
and checkpoints. Zealed.
So my wonderful Biafrans, we understand what is happening in Plateau State. It could have been in Biafran territory. It could have happened to us. Those people that were killed would have been our relations. That woman that lost the only child would have been one of us in the homeland. But it is not happening in Biafra land. But those who are affected, we are sympathetic to this cause. It is affecting us because we are still feeling the heat. What the security agencies are doing in our land. The security agencies in our land are doing what these terrorists are doing in the north. When you go to Tiger Base, Owerri, you witness atrocities, lots and lots of atrocities that is being committed by the security agencies. You see how Biafrans are being killed. Biafrans, when you are being detained in their police stations on the dead of the night, they come and whisk you away. Some they harvest. If you are the only son or the only child to your parent, you find yourself in such a situation, you may never come back alive. You go to Opins, you see a lot of human parts are being dumped in the refrigerators. Human parts of being sold. You see people have been detained for years. There is no end in sight to this intimidation and harassment. Nobody is being held accountable. The security agencies are doing all these things indiscriminately because they know that the government is backing them. Because they know that the state governor will not speak. They know that the state governors, each and every one of them, are complicit on what is actually playing out. Nigerian government knows where all these terrorists are. They know what they are doing. They embolden the security agencies to do this thing that the terrorists are doing in the north, to do it in the south, in Biafran territory. Nobody is being held into account. Nobody is being held responsible. Binze, in Tiger Base, it is happening. The security agencies are responsible for all these atrocities in Biafran territory. Who is going to speak for you? Who is going to fight for us? Our leaders that were speaking for us have been detained. We only have a government that is fighting for us now. So what is your own responsibility? What is your own contribution to these issues, Biafrans? What are you supposed to do? That you see how the North is helpless. You see how Biafran land is helpless. It is only the Biafran government in exile and the de facto government in the homeland that is giving the Biafran people a semblance of hope. Otherwise, we are hopeless. But you that is a Biafran, that understand what Biafran government is doing, what are your contributions to at least support this government that make sure that we are not being killed like fowls and chickens like other states in Nigeria? So we are calling on you to come on board and support the Biafran government in exile under Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere. Support the de facto government in the homeland. Support your freedom. Because all these things we are talking about is all about our freedom. It's all about the freedom of our children. It's all about the freedom of our race. If we don't rise up to stop Nigerian government Islamization agenda in our land, most of us that are in diaspora, we are going to remain slaves. We are going to remain in exile for the rest of our lives. There is no two ways about that. So support the government to make sure that American government takes action against the Nigerian government. That's what we want. American government recognizes Biafran government in exile as the only government that is capable of holding the Nigerian government into account, because we have an army funded army of the people that are defending this army. They need logistics, they need to be equipped, they need to be fed to be able to do their duty diligently of protecting our land and protecting our people. Stop following people that are not doing anything, that are not adding anything positive to our freedom. Stop following people that are only here on social media to create propaganda. Tomorrow they support, next tomorrow they tell you, oh, that this person have done this person have done that. Ogechukwu Nkere remains the Prime Minister of the Biafran remains in exile. He was when Prime Minister Simon Ekpa was here with us. Now that Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is in detention, Ogechukwu Nkere have opted for his game. He's now talking directly with American men and women for Biafran recognition. So what else do you expect him to do? He needs your support. He needs everybody's support so that together the Biafran lobbyists can go to Washington, D.C. the Biafran lobbies can sit down one-on-one with Riley Moore and talk about the issues on ground. It's very, very pathetic. And it's very, very unfortunate that while all these things are happening, most of Biafrans are not given the needed support that is needed from them in order to make sure that we form a very strong bond against these terrorist Nigerian state that are killing our people. It is very, very sad and quite unfortunate. And that is why we are calling on you, Biafrans, anywhere that you are in diaspora, in the homeland, you are AJ, and Ejemma matters much. And we add a lot of energy, a lot of incentives, and even encourage the Biafran Defense Forces to continue to do more. Very, very important. Having said that, I want to welcome my brother Biafra. Good morning from here. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you also.
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome to the questionnaire. Can you hear me, please? Come close to your device. Come close to your device so that I can hear you. I can't hear you. You see, the Nigerian government are the ones responsible for our problem. And the earlier everybody understand that, the better for us. You that is sitting on the fence, the earlier you react that for what is happening to us, the earlier for you. Very, very important. I know you are having some challenges. Before you come back, go out and come back, my brother. Go out and come back. Let's see if we can play this, because very, very important. Yeah. Let us see.
Nigerians may take this as par for the course, but to the rest of the world, it's a par.
Biafran Oracle, are you there? Yeah, you can request. Biafran Oracle, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Network glitch.
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome.
So thank you. So like I was saying, I asked more. I asked more why the enjoying the blood right now, talking like someone who has feelings, someone who is seeing what is happening. He came. He went to the. Hello, can you hear me?
Can
I can hear you. Hello? Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Hello?
Cheating, I think we'll be logic. For every instance,
More
there's always an exception.
Àjẹbọ. Ìyá ní support.
The network is bad. Is
Yes, the network. Seems like
disturbing. The network is disturbing. We are back now. I think we are back. Biafran Oracle, if you can come back again. Yes. We are back now. I think we are back. Biafran Oracle. So, Biafrans, welcome, welcome. So, Riley Moore, if you can see this video, it's very important that he make a better recommendation for the government of America. Otherwise, his recommendation has emboldened the terrorists to continue to do what they are doing, to continue to kill the indigenous Nigerians as well as the Biafran people. So that recommendation, he has to make amend to that and tell the American government that the only solution, Biafran Oracle, I know you are hearing me, the only solution to choose insecurity, Islamization agenda, if the United States of America want to end this jihad, first of all, they are not supposed to work with the Nigerian state. And secondly, the recommendation of the Riley Moore Committee, they should insert outrightly that Nigeria need to be dissolved. The Nigeria need to be disintegrated. That is the only solution to the issue of insecurity that has ravaged that part of the region, that part of Africa. Nigeria need to be dissolved. There is no two ways about that. That is the only solution that will bring lasting solution. Let the Fulanis go and govern themselves. We, the Biafran people, we are going to govern ourselves. And we have already opened a very good front for the Middle Belt. The minority groups, the Christian minorities from the north, the Biafran government have already given them an automatic citizenship should Biafra be recognized. So these are the things that the American government is supposed to work on. Not working with a terrorist government, sharing intelligent information. intelligence information with the Nigerian government that have recruited the same terrorists into the military. As a matter of fact, it is the same terrorists are the ones who are carrying out the killings. The terrorists are the ones carrying out the killings that are happening. Let me see if this video will play again. Otherwise, I don't want it to.
Nigerians may take the rest of the world, it's abhorrent. The fact is, there is a river of mineral money as well as drug money that flows through the north through these jihad.
You have seen it. There is blood money and mineral money that is flowing out through the jihadists.
And what I have from frontline, first person.
Blood money is flowing out.
It's an observation, not me, but reports to me from people who.
This is Mike Arnold. Mike Arnold. Everybody remember when Rene Omokri invited him to Nigeria when the issue of genocide started, and Rene Omokri invited him as his friend and said all manner of good things that are wrong or that are false about him. For Mike Arnold, to really side with the Nigerian government. But Mike Arnold was very blunt and told the press that yes, the Nigerian government, that this is genocide happening under the nose of the Nigerian government, and they are trying to downplay it. Here he is again, telling you the truth about what is happening.
Who know about it, that this blood money, as much as $1 billion.
He said that this is blood money that is going. There is a lot of mineral from the north. So the people that are living in the north are placed. They are being chased out of their ancestral land because of this blood money mineral that they are digging from the north. And this is why it looks like the West.
Dollars a year skimmed off this blood mineral trade goes.
This is why it looks like the West are complicit in these killings. Because he's telling you that there are minerals that these people are scrambling, and it's because of this that people are being killed. But the Nigerian government will send you another narrative that is, oh, this is clash. This is farmer header clash.
To pay a lot of these corrupt generals and other people that are supposed to be stopping this, miss it, to show up late, to not be there.
All right.
And that
is telling you what the Nigerian government are actually involved in. Because this jihadism that is happening is they fold their hands, close their eyes to the cries of the people, while making money out of their calamity.
Pattern is consistent. They know where these terrorists are. They know.
You see it? They know where these terrorists are. Bumi said it. It's not Arnold's word.
Their names.
They know their names. They know where they are. They know their camps. They know what they do. They know their movement.
Wipe them out if they wanted to, but instead they call them brothers and sons.
The Nigerian security agents, the presidency have called them their sons, prodigal sons, misplaced people.
Because they are ideologically in line with them, and
because they are ideologically in line with them. So they don't want these terrorists to be killed. So what are we saying? So why is America, after seeing all these things on social media, seeing people telling you the truth, what is actually playing out, Nigeria still exists, then America must be complicit somehow.
Benefit from this activity. It is a horrific situation. The innocent people are cannon fodder for their conquest and for their greedy skimming of the resources of the nation.
You heard it. It's a very ugly situation. What is happening in Nigeria is a very, the Nigerian government knows these terrorists. They know them by name. So, Riley Moore, you heard from Mike Arnold. You also heard from Alex. All these people, if you did not hear the Biafran people talk about this, at least you have heard from your countrymen. They have told you those who are responsible for this killing. They have told you that they have interest. The Nigerian government have interest in what is happening. They are supporting what is happening because they are benefiting from it. They align with the terrorists. They align with the terrorists. They support them. They encourage them to do what they are doing. So the best thing, if you really have the Christians at heart, Riley Moore and the committee and the United States of America, if they have the Christians at heart, if they really want to help solve the issues as it stands in Nigeria, as it affects the indigenous people, as it affects the Christians, as it affects the Biafran Christians, it affects the moderate Muslims and all of them. If they want to solve the problem, it is very simple. Disintegration of Nigeria. Equip the Biafran Defense Forces to help you root out these terrorists. Disintegrate the Nigerian government. Disintegrate it. We have nations that are bedded 200 million people. The number that is the problem. The problem is that these people do not have the same religion. They do not have the same ideology. They do not even believe the same food. They do not coexist together. Can you put water and oil in the same place? Lion and an antelope in the same place? Can you put hyena and warthog in the same place? The answer is no, because there will always be chaos. That is what Nigeria is all about. Total disintegration is the solution to all this problem. There is nothing else to do. So once that recommendation is amended, for the American government to understand that the solution to this problem is the solution of Nigeria, recognition of Biafra. That is the beginning of the solution to what you see happening, Christian genocide in that evil contraption. Very, very important. Time. While you are wasting time, people are dying. Why America is wasting time or trying to be politically correct or trying to romance with the leaders in Nigeria. The leaders in Nigeria have one thing working for them. They have money. They have money to buy anybody that are buyable. Of course, Riley Moore knows how much the Nigerian government have invested in the lobbying effort. That lobbying that they invested over millions and millions of dollars into is why the New York Times are telling you that there is no genocide. It is why the New York Times are telling you that, oh, these are assailants. They are not Fulani herdsmen, that they are gunmen, because of those lobbying. And we are looking at it that the money that is involved in this lobbying effort is what the Nigerian government is also used in meeting all these people. So the best thing for the Nigerian government to do, the best thing for the Nigerian government to do, the best thing for the Nigerian government to do is to try and see how they can negotiate the boundaries of Biafra and Nigeria. That is the only solution. The best thing Riley Moore could do is to tell the President of the United States, Donald Trump, the truth. The decision that would be favorable to the vast majority of the Christian population in that Nigeria, the Biafran people, is the dissolution of that evil entity. Only when that is done shall we appreciate the good work that Riley Moore did in that Nigeria. So I appreciate Biafrans. Please continue to support your freedom. Continue to fund your liberation. Very, very important. Please like and share. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, try as much as possible to do so. Very, very important. We will continue to do the needful. We'll continue to make sure that we create this enabling environment, information that is needed for the people of Biafra to know what is actually playing out. While we are sending this information, we want everybody to also support the Biafran government in exile, because there is a lot that needs to be done. We need our radio, our television, and our satellites. There at this critical time is very, very important, so that information will get to the grassroots. Information we get to the grassroots. Very, very important. Having said that, I will call it a day from here. Please share, so that this information we get to those who are supposed to act on it. This information we get to those who are supposed to act on it. The American government should act on this information. Very, 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 very important. We appreciate Ogechukwu.
$4,998 gone in 1 year. Been Uber 85 in a week. The world clear. 6,000 run from Plateau Plains. No soldier near. 25 the killers came. No Christmas cheer. 140 killed in Christmas raids. Churches crushed like brittle bones. Pregnant mother, toddler, child. No names, just ashes, stones. They danced on pews we bled to build. They smiled while saints were shot and still they call it clash, not plot. The blood still speaks. It don't forget, forgive. It cries unread. The blood still speaks. It stains the ground. It marks the map. It won't back down. The blood still speaks. You'll hear it now. Not vengeance, just the sound of truth aloud. Killed us, built houses for those who burned. But our mothers sleep in sewage. Our church is still unreturned. They call them reform. we call them neighbors' graves. We bury the baptized, they rebrand the depraved. And every time we cry for help, they quote us stats and peace. But you can't plant hope on land where justice is deceased. The blood still speaks in burning fields, in Bajo smoke, in Guaza's hills. The blood still speaks in Sunday shoes, still soaked in red inside the pews. The blood still speaks from girl to God, from grave to sky, from ash to rod. They killed us slow, they named it war, they blamed it, they closed door. But we know truth, it bleeds, it waits in wells, it always returns. So build your silence tall and proud, our blood will pull it down out loud. The blood still speaks. The blood still roars. It shakes the dome. It breaks the floor. The blood still speaks. From every neck failed to say, still flames remain. The blood still speaks. Not for revenge, but for the King, the brave. Will not be this. Will not be shame. Will not be silence. Will not be blame. The blood still speaks. And it speaks your name. We are still here. We are not the end. We are the witness. The blood still speaks.